Hey Truth Seekers, it's Nathaniel to do another deck profile. Today I have JP, Holy Spirit, and Love. JP has the ability, says once per turn during your setup phase, you may draw one card for each level 2 or level 3 Animo in your small group. This deck doesn't focus on any level 3s, it focuses on going up to level 2s, but has a main combo that focuses on level 1 Animo and Fellowship bonuses. So this is a pretty good deck. At least in my opinion it is. Start off with power cards. You're going to have 2 Holy Spirit, because we don't need a whole lot of Holy Spirit power to activate our Holy Spirit Animo. Then we have 5 love powers, so we make sure that we see our love power. Next up is our story cards. We have Giant Killer, Paused Maws, and Ascension. Giant Killer says search your deck for 1 Mega Cine, reveal it to an opponent. Or you can, while you're facing against a Mega Cine, return it to the owner's deck and have them shuffle it back. Paused Maws says you can place this card in your active Cine spot or next to it, and during the next turn, your opponent can't activate or reveal any Cines on you. Then, on your next turn, you remove this card and all copies of it from your deck, from the game. And Ascension says you get to skip the growth stage of an Animo this turn. So if you have a level 2 in hand, you can just place it directly in your small group. Or if you have a level 1, you can grow it directly into a level 3. Okay, next up, we have Myrrh. We run 1 copy of Myrrh. Myrrh says that the Animo to which it's attached to may reduce its cost by 1 power. There's a lot of Animo in this deck that cost 2 or 3 power. So being able to attach this to Strider and make him free is very helpful. Next up, we have 3 Pulse Chains. Pulse Change base says the Animo to whom this card is attached may not be activated, but may be discarded anytime during your setup phase. And once per turn, as long as it's attached to an Animo in your small group, you may search your deck for up to 2 level 1 Animo and place them directly into your small group. If there's no room in your small group, this card has no use. Moving on to our Cines, we have Hookworm. Hookworm's 8 defense Cine that adds a 1 universal cost to Animo in order to be activated. Judge Weed says as long as the Cine is active, your opponent may not reveal Cine to you. We have Zapper King, who says your opponent may not play any level 1 Animo from their hand to their small group during their next turn. Then we have Wolf, who, if he's in your hand, you can shuffle him back into your deck. And if you do, you can draw another card. Venommouth says that your opponent can't activate Animo in the same turn that they are played or grown into your small group. Venommouth Mega says your opponent can't activate any level 1 Animo on their next turn. Got Zapper King Mega, who's a 16 defense Cine. And Fearcrow Mega Plus says your opponent may not activate any cards from their hand on their next turn. Next up, we have our regular Animo. So we have Hightail, who has the retreat ability. Says this card is in your hand. You may choose to reveal it to your opponent, shuffle it back into your deck. If you do, draw 3 cards. We have 2 Hoofits. Hoofit has the ability, says if this card's in your hand, you may choose to discard it. If you do, shuffle any 3 cards from your discard pile back into your deck, excluding this card. Popraise. Popraise has the ability, as long as it's in your small group, you get to ignore the effects of actions from any Cines revealed to you. We also have 2 Servitudes, who has the ability, once per turn, draw a card for each Faith, Hope, or Holy Spirit Animo in your small group. This deck does revolve around Holy Spirit Animo and Love Animo, so we'll be able to draw a Servitude with the Holy Spirit in our small group. However, we won't be able to draw as much, but he does cost 3. Just keep that in mind. Then we run our 1 Flow Ultra. Flow Ultra has the swap ability, so you may discard this card from your small group. If you do, search your deck for any 3 Animo, reveal them, and place them in your hand. It's pretty good. Next up, we got 2 Flamingo level 1 that grow into 2 Flamingo level 2 for Love. They have the ability that when this card is played from your hand to your small group to grow Flamingo level 1, you may search your deck for a Love power and add it to your hand. And with this being a level 2, you can use JP to draw for it while it's in your small group. Then we have 2 Saltine level 1 and 2 Saltine level 2 from Red Letter Day. Saltine has the ability, says, when this card is played to grow Saltine level 1, return your active Cine to the hand of the player who revealed it to you. So you get to bounce a Cine that's in your active spot back to the owner's hand. He also has a fellowship bonus of 2 for 11, which is really good value. Next up, we have Mongaroo. Mongaroo is just a 2 for 8 fellowship bonus. It could also be fairly, be a little bit more flexible with that. Next up is our big boss. This is Climate. Climate is a 3 for 4, not great value, but he does have that 3 for 10. With him being an odd number, it's kind of awkward to activate him. However, I have a way of getting around that, or at least making more use of it. Next up, we have 2 Raspberry from Red Letter Day. Has that fellowship bonus as a 2 for 7. Then we have 2 Peregrine from Fearless. This Peregrine has the ability, says once per turn, as long as this card's in your small group, you may exchange 1 power card from your power pool with 1 standard power, and search for it in your deck. So basically, you get to say, like, I need more Holy Spirit power this turn. I have a love. I can use this Peregrine to swap that out. Then we have 2 Manti level 1 and 2 Manti level 2. Manti level 2 says, search your deck for any power card and place it directly into your power pool. The nice thing is, Flamingo doesn't have to be activated, where Manti does, but you only have to activate him with 2 power, and he's also matching with the Holy Spirit that we already have from JP. Next up, we have Strider. So this is really a deck that revolves around Strider. Strider also has the swap ability, but when he's in your small group and your small group is full, you may choose to swap it with 1 level 1 Animo in your hand if you do draw 2 cards. This doesn't count as playing the Animo, so if you don't get any like on-play effects. However, drawing the extra 2 cards is pretty helpful with Strider. And then we have 3 Strider level 2s. Strider level 2 has the action that says search your deck for any level 1 or Hope, Faith, or Love Animo, excluding Ultra, and place it directly into your small group. So because he only cost 1, we activate Climate with that, which adds up to a total of 4. And we can use Strider to search for Climate. It's pretty good. And then, last but not least, is our final 2 Ultras, which are Todoken Ultra. Todoken Ultra is a 2 for 10. So, with Climate, Todoken, and Strider, we'll have a total of 28 points. And this is pretty consistent because Strider can search for it, and JP will help you draw into those as you grow your Animo. So with that, we're going to bring this video to a close. This has been our JP, Holy Spirit, and Love deck. In the meantime, Truth Seekers, keep learning virtues and defeating Zenies.